Hello and happy almost January. I'm Heather with Heather Kristen, and I'm going to be doing the horoscope readings today for January. I'm going to be using two decks. The first is my own deck, the Sparkle and Shine Oracle cards. It's an app produced by Indigos. The second deck I'm going to be using is the Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Ann Taylor. I will have all the information to my deck. It is downloadable, and we can be downloaded either by the App Store, Microsoft. It's on across several platforms, and you can be downloaded via my website or from the Indigos website. So, as I usually do, I wanted to do an introductory reading to January, an energy reading to see how the energy is going to be flowing for the entire month, and then I will break it down into the individual horoscope signs. So let's start with the January reading. See what comes up. Already I can see it very energy very similar to this past month, at least what we need to focus on, and that being empowerment, empowering ourselves. And I think this goes into focusing on what we want for ourselves. Okay, empowering what is in our heart versus what we think we should be doing, what we think we should be feeling. Okay, cards. Year. Okay. Angel of Strength. Community. So in the Angel of Strength, I'm getting a lot of the same energy that I was just feeling. Empowerment. Empowering ourselves to stand up for ourselves, to stand up for what we want, to stand up for what we believe in, to stand up for what's in our heart. And it doesn't even have to be standing up for ourselves against other people. It could even be standing up for ourselves with ourselves, if that makes any sense. Okay, in the temple path. Sorry, the light. The temple path. Okay. So as I was saying, for the Angel of Strength, it doesn't even have to be trying to convince other people that what we want in our heart is right. It could come down to just telling ourselves, convincing ourselves that it is okay to want what is in our heart. It is okay to follow our heart and not follow societal ideals, the ideals that we were raised with, expectations from others or expectations that we put on ourselves that have come from society or wherever. This could just be standing up to our own selves and saying, okay, listen, I need to get this out of my head that I have to do this, or I have to be this, or I have to experience this, because it doesn't match with what's in my heart. This is going to be, if you see the yellow kind of around her head and behind her, that's really connecting with what's in your heart and feeling the energy that you know that is right for you and following that path. And that could be a difficult one because it could be out of your comfort zone, which for most of us is not something that we really want to follow because it's hard. And stepping outside of our comfort zone is is challenging mentally, physically sometimes. So it feels as we're going into January and this new year, there are going to be opportunities for us to step outside of our comfort zone to create a much better, more heart-aligned lives for ourselves. There are going to be choices, though, as with everything. Free will, we have the choice. And so the choice is going to be ours, whether we want to follow those paths, take those opportunities, or we want to stay in our comfort zone. I would suggest taking the opportunities, because that helps you grow, that helps you mature, that helps you get onto a spiritual path that's right for you. And speaking of that, the temple path, that's what came up as well. The temple path is what's in alignment with our soul, what's in alignment with the path that we came into this life for. And so this strength card is going to be the actions that we take to align ourselves with our soul's path and the path that we're here to do. Okay. Now the community card. The feeling that I am getting from this card is to not necessarily engage in community or anything like that, but is to avoid distractions. Step back from what you think you should do, what people might be telling you to do, might be suggesting you do. Like, remember I mentioned societal ideals when I first grabbed that card. It's to not be led down the path of following what you think others want you to do. Does that make sense? Do not let society, do not let people in your life try to convince you of what they think is right for you or what they think you should do. Follow what's in your heart. And that also goes for all the BS going on in the world around us, all of the political stuff, all of the COVID stuff. They are huge distractions away from our path and away from connection with source and the universe and, all the things that are good. Stay away from all of that. It is drama. It is a huge energetic distraction. Okay, so I think that's a good start as we go into January, get a little overview for you. And I am going to continue with the monthly readings. Hey Pisces, and happy 2022. Let's see what's in store for you for January. Attachment. All tied up. There is a lot of letting go needing to be done in January. The thinking man. Oh my God. I've gotten this in at least half of my readings today. Okay. Your attachments are keeping you locked up. Okay. There's something that you're stuck on. There is something, and I'm thinking, feeling, it is a limiting belief. Okay, there's a belief you have that is keeping you attached and locked down to certain things in your life. Okay, where do we start? I'm going to draw one more card. Where do we start? Romance. That's an odd one. especially for the question I asked. Okay. Actually, it makes sense. Okay. Um, Past romances, past loves, heart-based. All of those things are heart-based. Okay. All of our relationships, of course, are heart-based. Um, but you've been hurt, whether it's from parents, whether it's from relationships, friendships, you've been hurt. So there's a way that you have closed your heart off to prevent yourself from being hurt. And in doing so, you have also created a blockage and an attachment to certain ways of living in order to keep yourself from getting hurt. Does that make sense? So your life as you're living it now is in a lot of ways, the things that you do is to prevent yourself from getting hurt, is to prevent yourself from opening your heart, letting people in that may potentially hurt you. You have formed attachment to habits, attachments to ways of thinking, attachments to people, habits, addictions, things like that that are not healthy, in the hopes of keeping yourself from getting hurt, from keeping your heart safe. Okay? You have resorted to thinking instead of feeling. It's all about cutting your heart off, not cutting it off literally, but just cutting yourself off from your heart to keep your heart protected and safe. Okay? But you're blocking yourself from experiencing so much that life has to offer. Your soul, all of our souls, speak through our heart, okay? Our lives are focused on the contract our soul made before we came into this human existence. When our soul cannot speak to us, we are meandering through life without any spiritual guidance. We are living an ego-based life. Ego as in the human existence, no spiritual interaction whatsoever. Okay, soul based versus ego based. When you can't talk to your soul, when your soul has no interaction with you because your heart is completely blocked, you're lost. Okay, you're trapped. Almost, you're trapped in this human existence, and you're lost from your spiritual path and the path that you're destined to be on. Okay, so this month your focus is going to be figuring out how to open your heart. Okay, how to allow your heart to open and speak to your soul, allow you to speak to your soul and converse. The best way to do that is allowing yourself to feel. Okay, so take a look at addictions and distractions. Okay, how do you distract yourself from feeling? Do you watch scary movies? Believe it or not, that is a way to distract us from feeling because they're not emotional. It's scary. It keeps us scared. It keeps us fearful. Do you spend a lot of time on social media? That is a huge, huge method of distraction, distracting us from opening ourselves, because so much of social media is fake. It's not authentic. So, and then there's people fighting all over the place on social media. It's just a constant sucking of positive vibes. So, alcohol. Alcohol is a huge one. Alcohol, drugs, huge, huge, huge way to block emotions. And it prevents us from feeling. And so we also don't feel our good emotions. Okay, right? The emotions can't be separated. So we block our heart from feeling bad, but we also block the good emotions. We block the joy, which help us on our path. Okay? So the attachment that I'm talking about. What are your attachments? Are you attached to social media, to drinking, to shopping, gambling, any kind of addictions? Are you attached to things around your house that remind you of heartbreak or pain, um, or a time of joy that maybe is gone now, and you're holding on to that fragment of that joy because you're afraid of not being able to find that again? Okay, maybe you're holding on to a relationship. Maybe you're holding on to a job because you're afraid to move on, afraid you won't be able to find something better, afraid you won't be able to find something that's better aligned for you. Okay, so this January for you is going to be very inner reflective of what you might need in release. Okay, what are you still attached to? What are you holding on to that just doesn't feel right? Allowing yourself to feel, that's going to be your first step, because it's going to help you differentiate between what you're holding on to unnecessarily. How to do that? How to really get in touch with your heart. One way is through meditation and really connecting with your heart chakra, healing it. I provide energy healing, so if you need any actual energy chakra healing, I am always available. Diet, actually. Diet, that came in as a message. Changing your diet, eating more greens, eating more natural foods, that can actually help bolster your heart chakra and help heal, help open, help get out kind of the junk and the crud, is eating more greens and healthier foods. If you do yoga, getting outside in nature, yoga, doing some of the heart chakra poses. So it's going to be about working on the heart chakra, about getting rid of things in your life that are blocking you from feeling, that are allowing you to continue cutting off your feeling, cutting out distractions, and really focusing on allowing love and feeling back into your life, okay? Allowing yourself to feel. Another big one, if you have been heartbroken about something, is to allow yourself to experience the pain from it. So if you're still hurting from maybe a breakup that you had earlier this year, or maybe you were fired and you're still holding on to the pain of how that felt when you were fired, allow yourself to feel it. Allow yourself to cry. Allow yourself to get angry. Allow yourself to really experience and go through the trauma of that experience. A lot of times we do what we think we should do, and we just bottle it up and put it away, and we don't feel and we don't cry, and we just ignore it. And that is the unhealthiest thing that we could do, spiritually, emotionally, physically, because it results in a lot more problems down the road. So allow yourself to feel, experience, go through whatever it is that is still hurting within you. Maybe something happened 20 years ago, but you still haven't completely processed it yet. Allow yourself to feel and experience it. Okay, I think those are the primary things that are sticking out, paths that you can follow. Some of you may have something else that fall into your lap that kind of opens a door to healing for you. So it's going to be different for everyone. Those were just, I think, the major things that my guides wanted me to share with you. But it'll be different for each, and follow or not follow, but pay attention. Pay attention to your body and pay attention to your intuition as things, opportunities to heal specific for you might crop up. Okay. Now I'm going to finish there and I'm going to jump over to my cards. Throat chakra. Okay, the throat chakra is your voice, is your authenticity, okay? And it's also your soul based life. So, getting back to what we were talking about at the beginning of the reading, living a soul based life and really getting out of living from your heart instead of, through attachments and thinking and stuff like that. It's just to, this card is a great reiteration for finding what is authentic to you, what feels good, what feels right, what makes you happy, what brings you joy, being honest with yourself, being honest about who you are, what you feel, being honest about what you want and what you need, and coming to terms with that with yourself first, and then sharing that with the world. Okay, that's all part of the process. And that comes with healing. So, healing your heart, opening your heart. And the more you open your heart, the more you're going to be able to connect and have a constant amount of input and guidance from your soul. And you'll be able to see what things really resonate with you and with your soul best versus what you think you should have, ego-based life versus soul-based life. So, okay, I will cut it off there, sending lots of love, and I will see you back here in February.